Hey guys, how's it going? It's Rob Sutton with Bike 198, and it's been a busy 2 weeks in the biking industry, and unfortunately, none of it's really good news. So let's get into it. So guys, what I want to reference here are actually three articles that was on Bicycle Retailer that came out in the past 2 weeks that really kind of spell what's happening in the biking industry that we have been covering over the past couple months. So the first one that I want to draw your attention to is the one about Schwab on January 18th, where actually they're consolidating all of their manufacturing into a single manufacturing location in Vietnam. So according to Schwab, instead of long-term orders, orders are almost exclusively placed spontaneously. As a result, it is currently no longer possible to plan ahead and meet demand at two parallel production sites. So if you read between the lines there a little bit, what's happening is they do not have a backlog of orders anymore that actually make it so they can effectively plan between two different production sites efficiently. So while they try to wrap this around being eco-friendly and some other reasons, the real reason here is that they don't have the amount of sales that can support two different manufacturing facilities. They are able to now combine both into one. So demand for the tires has actually dropped off pretty significantly and no longer requires two production sites. And then the second one from January 25th, REI is set to lay off 357 employees. And they are citing this directly to the lack of sales and demand for the products that they are currently selling. Quote, the outdoor specialty retail industry has experienced 4 quarters of decline, and that trend has been worsening. While we were able to outperform this trend for much of last year, it has caught up to us in Q4, and we now expect conditions to remain very challenging throughout 2024. So once again, it's the same story that we've been telling all along. All of this COVID demand that everyone thought was going to be sticking around for forever, they ramped up production, which ramped up inventory, hired more people. As soon as COVID was over, so was that increased demand. So a lot of these companies just thought this was going to stick around for forever, and it didn't. And that brings us to the final set of news that came out on February 2nd. Vista Outdoors Revelist closes some offices, makes layoffs, and may sell off some brands. Revelist brands include Bell, Giro, Quiet Cat, Camelback, Fox Racing, Blackburn, and more. Now, if you go through this, they're actually detailing out a plan about how they are consolidating offices and making layoffs for duplicate jobs. But if you actually read even further down, the real details are in the numbers. Vista Outdoor announced its quarterly earnings on Wednesday. The Action Sport business unit, which contained the bike-related brands, had revenues of $112 million. That was down from $132 million during that same period last year. So what they're trying to do right now is get rid of a lot of offices and a lot of duplicate roles within brands and consolidate them all under one business unit, saving millions of dollars. Now, why are they having to do this? It's because their revenues are down millions of dollars, and they've got to find some way to save and ride this out. So they're basically doing an entire reorg just to handle the fact that they don't have the same demand and same sales revenue as they did in the previous year. Now, I think we're going to see more and more of this across the industry, whether it be cycling, camping, everything else. We've been calling it for months. So now that the fourth quarter has ended, we're going to see more of this consolidation within brands, sell-offs, and losses that are going to have to be projected out to shareholders, so we'll get more information as time goes along. And then I've also heard some rumors through other YouTube videos that I will link down in the description below that the big bike brands are actually having big financial crises right now with huge debts that they're now becoming late on. So all of these big orders they made, and now they're sitting on all this expensive inventory. They're not able to pay their bills, and that debt is now stretching out and actually starting to make news. So guys, I want to hear what you're hearing about the biking industry right now. Hit up the comment section below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to Bike 198 for more videos like this in the future. And until then, on to the next one. Thanks guys. See ya.